Hi, this is Buck. I'd like to talk to you today about emphatic signal versus subtle signal. So a red dot sight presents an emphatic signal. This is something that you don't have to be told to see. This is something that insinuates itself on a target, develops a solution almost by itself, and the shooter just presses the trigger. This preserves decision-making space in the front part of your brain because most of the work is being done by the visual cortex, which is an asympathetic process. On the other side, the subtle signal requires a lot of mechanical thinking, which is all front brain, which will largely be displaced under stress. So what happens is, when you're under stress, in extremis, largely the front part of your brain capacity is reduced significantly. What you need, the simplicity of an emphatic signal, insinuating itself on the target, developing a solution asympathetically so that you can press the trigger. A long-term shooter has to be really trained to use iron sights because they're very subtle, because you have to use the front of your brain to direct the gun to develop a solution. A red dot sight is less so. So if there were, imagine if there were a bright red dot in the sky, I wouldn't have to direct you to see that, you would just naturally see it. Vice an airliner at 30,000 feet, I'd have to direct you to that, I'd have to vector you to that, and you probably still wouldn't see it. That's a pretty good metaphor for iron sights, or iron sights versus red dot sights. That's really what makes a shooter's skill, is being able to, under stress, pick up the subtle signal of the front sight, run it into the reference, and develop a solution based on that. That's steep mechanical thinking in the front of your brain. This tax on your capacity when you're under stress, in extremis, is why a red dot sight is essential to the preservation of that decision-making capacity, the mechanical thinking, all of that front brain stuff that is so atrophied under stress. The red dot sight, an emphatic signal, insinuates itself on the target so that the shooter can press the trigger and go on to the next problem. For more information, visit aimpoint.us.